Hello everyone, welcome in today's video. So in today's video, we are going to look at how to use Amazon S3 and how to use Cloudflare R2 in our Next.js application. So in most of the cases, when you are building applications, we have been using Upload Thing, we have been using Cloudinary and Edge Store for the small cases where you have small, medium applications. But for the enterprise applications, and when you, for example, if you are given a very big application by a government entity, or you're working on an enterprise solution that's going to handle bulk uploads, like a very huge e-commerce with a multi-vendor, and you're going to be having a lot of file uploads, it is recommended you don't just use third parties, go directly and use Amazon or use Cloudflare R2. And most of the developers fear this. To use Amazon and Cloudflare in the application is one of the scary moments. In this video, we are breaking down how to use Amazon S3 and Cloudflare R2 step by step. I actually created a whole entire documentation that is holding your hand all the way from the beginning, creating your Next.js application, to when you actually do all this. Now, before we dive in, let's show you the demo of what actually we did in today's video. So now I have just a simple demo, a simple Next.js application with three buttons. One has S3 demo, another has R2 demo, another has a complete demo with both R2 and S3. So just click on S3 demo. So you can see that we have this nice drop zone component that actually is custom designed from React drop zone. It is really, really nice. So if I just go ahead and go to right now to my bucket, so we created all these buckets together in the tutorial, so you don't have to worry. Right now I just want to select all these I have and go ahead and delete them so that we start from a new clean slate. So I'm just going to go ahead and, of course, type here permanent delete, just like this. And the bucket is right now empty. Close it, and we have no any files. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. What are you talking about? Just first select all of them. Let's go ahead and delete. And I'm just going to go ahead and say permanent delete, delete objects, failed to delete 0, successfully deleted objects, view below. Okay, I'm just going to go here. Okay, so right now the bucket is empty right now. So just go ahead to our application and let's upload some new files. I'm going to grab very many files. I'm just going to grab this, this, and this. And let's also add some PDF files. I'm just going to add this. You can even add zipped files, docs, and everything. And you can see, first of all, you have the progress bar. Okay, you have the progress bar that shows you the progress of as they are uploading to this. You have nice previews of the uploaded files, including for PDFs and images and all other files. Now, this is where the magic is. Most of the tutorials show you how to actually upload, create these in the bucket. So if I just go ahead and refresh, we have all our 4 files in the bucket, right? But the nice thing is actually you can delete from the bucket from here. So you can just go ahead here and I'm just going to go ahead and click on this first one. Let's delete a PDF like this. And you can see file deleted. Now, if I go back to the here in the Amazon S3, you can see that this file is gone. The PDF is gone. I can just go, of course, and delete all of them. So I'm just going to go back to here and let's delete this. Then delete this. And then delete this. Now, before I delete, I just want to show you in the console that you actually also have access to this file here. And in the file, you have all access to the things, including public URL, including the key that you can use to delete and do everything. Okay? So let me just also go ahead and delete this. Okay? So if I just go back to the bucket, refresh, we don't have anything in the bucket. Okay, and that is using Amazon S3. Let me just go ahead and look at R2. So what is R2? R2 is Cloudflare storage object. So it is called Cloudflare R2 objects, and this is where we store our objects. They give you 10 free GB per month, so you don't have to get worried. So I have here also my bucket. You can see YouTube tutorial here. I have this bucket. Now I can just also go ahead and select all the things here and just go ahead and delete these ones. Okay, so we have now nothing in our bucket. Okay, I'm just going to refresh. Okay, 2 files were deleted. Just going to go ahead and refresh this page to make sure that in the bucket we don't have anything. Okay, just go here in the bucket. Okay, let me just again select this, delete. Okay, let's just wait. Okay, your bucket is empty, so you don't have any files in the bucket. Right now, what we want to do is to go ahead and use our application to add the files in this bucket. So I'm just going to go here. We have R2 demo, and they just click select files, and you can see that this component actually has it has some nice stuff. For example, if you just go to R2 demo, you said it actually has the provider. You can just specify the provider in the same drop zone component that I made reusable, and we also have this variant, like this compact variant. So you can use the default one, which is a big one, or a compact version that you can add in forms. And of course, you have access to the whole drop zone component that you can just go ahead and actually style it the way you want. So let me just go ahead and actually add some files. Similarly here, I'm just going to add also the PDFs, just like this. And we have the same exact experience, but now this time we are uploading them to Cloudflare R2. So if I just go back to my bucket, refresh, and we have our 3 files in here. Now we do actually the same thing, that we can delete these files. So I can click here, delete, delete, and let's go back here, refresh, and we have only 1 file here. So we did not just see only how to upload, but also how to manage these files. Okay, so finally let's look at the final demo. Okay, that is having a very nice comparison. So if you click on this, you can see we have Amazon S3 and we have Cloudflare R2 here, and then you can just go ahead and drop this. Like you can drop some files here like this, and this goes ahead and uploads them to Amazon, and then I can just go to the R2, do the same exact same thing. I'm just going to go here, upload this and some PDF. This one I think is even a very big PDF. They just use a smaller one like this. Actually, just use a big one. They just use this big one here. Okay, like this. So that we just look at these. You can see it has finished uploading all these files. So if I just go to Cloudflare, refresh, you see we have now more PDFs here, 2 PDFs that we just uploaded from here. And the good thing is down here, of course, on this table, I have the total files, the ones that have been completed total files, the total size. You can compute this total size here. The same thing to, of course, the AWS. We have some files. We can just go ahead and add more. It also gives you this total size and bytes. So almost like you are building like the clone of upload thing. So because you just upload the thing behind the scenes uses AWS. Okay, so this is what we build in today's video, and let's jump in and get started. Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. So in today's video, we're going to look at Amazon S3 and Cloudflare R2 and how to use them in our Next.js project. Now, in all our projects we have been doing on this channel, and most of you have been using Upload Thing, Cloudinary, Edge Store, and some other third-party services. Okay. Now, most times in mature projects, so of recent, when I'm doing big projects, maybe it is a government project or it is an enterprise project, you cannot use these small services like Upload Thing or use Edge Store. So you're going to be recommended, and sometimes themselves, the person who have provided you the project, they will specify that you use things like Amazon or Cloudflare. And actually, one of the project, a client was suggesting I use one of the two, either Cloudflare R2 or Amazon S3. And so I came up with a very good solution, and I'm just going to show you guys how to actually integrate one, a very nice component that is capable of uploading direct to Amazon and also R2. So in today's video, we're going to break down the Amazon S3. I know most of you fear Amazon, which you shouldn't, because if you're a developer in one way or the other, you are going to end up using Amazon. Okay, so you should just not get scared with Amazon. We have already seen Amazon S3 on our channel when we are building the Next.js Academy. Okay, and even this video actually is also going to be on Next.js Academy. Those who are going to sign up, you're going to find that this video is also going to be on Next.js Academy. And Next.js Academy is using S3 for video storage, thumbnails, and everything. So we're already using it. And in this video, I'm just going to even simplify more how to use it. And together with R2, you can choose any of the two. And using the same component, you can specify the provider, whether you're going to use Amazon or R2, and it's going to go ahead and upload those files there. And by the way, we are also handling the delete. Most people show you how to upload files, but they don't show you how to actually delete. So we are handling both the create and the delete. So to delete the files and also create the files. So let's just dive in and get started. So I prepared a full documentation, and if there is something I'm so happy and proud of myself, is the type and the quality of documentation that I'm creating these days. If you just go to my new portfolio here and you go to blogs, and you're going to set the recent blog, there is this one for beginners, but there is also this ultimate guide file upload using S3. So just click on this one. You might just be, I have this one for beginners, and I might release a video also using this one. But today we are looking at S3 and Cloudflare R2. So you can see the thumbnail is very clear here. So click on this, and this is going to give to bring us to this. I will also leave this blog, of course, in the description so that you can find it there. So it has very nice step by step, and you're going to move with this. So the first thing you're going to do is go ahead and create a new Next.js project so that you don't get actually lost anywhere. So I'm just going to go ahead and say npm create, and just going to say next app, and I'm just going to call this one I'm just going to call it S3 and R2. Okay, just like this. I'm just going to go ahead and create this. I'm just going to say yes. I'm just going to say yes to everything. Yes, just like this. And this is going to quickly create our Next.js project. Okay, this is going to go ahead and create our Next.js project. And then I'm just going to go ahead and install shadcn before I proceed to create to install these ones. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and install shad. Our project is done. I'm just going to go ahead and cd into this project, which is S3. I'm just going to say open this in this window. Now, before we do anything, let's go ahead and add our shadcn. So I'm just going to say npm dlx shadcn at latest. Just going to say at latest. and I'm just going to say init, so space init, just like this. This is going to go ahead and initialize the scene in our project. I'm just going to go with the defaults, just like that. Okay, this is going to go ahead and add the CN. And now next, I'm just going to go ahead and add the dependencies we're going to use. So you can see we're using React drop zone for the upload. Okay, I'm just so much excited for this React drop zone I worked on. Like, this is so good. Okay, React drop zone. So you can just go ahead and look at this package, React drop zone. Okay, like, this is a very nice package. This one is a really nice package, guys. I just love it. So let's move on. I think it's done. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this pnpm. I'm just going to go ahead and add this. Okay, next, let's install the types for UI. We're going to use this UUID for generating keys, the unique keys. So I'm just going to go with this, and let's also add pnpm here. Next, let's go ahead and create our UI drop zone component. Just copy this and just place this in components. So we could just like add 1 or 2 components from shard. I'm just going to say pnpm dlx shard cn add latest. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and add, for example, the button. I'll just add the card. I will add the table. Just add also the sonar and others. You can just go ahead and just add, say, a few components that you're going to use. Some of them you don't need to install them, you're just going to look at them. But I'm just going to go ahead and create in components UI. I'm just going to create a new file here. I'm just going to call this drop zone, drop zone.tsx, just like this. And let's go ahead and paste in this. Okay, so if you already have installed those card, because we're using the card component here, the button component, so that's why I first installed those ones, the card and the button, which is nice. So you have created the drop zone. And next, after creating, so this drop zone is going to be a reusable function that is going to be used for uploading both AWS or R2, whichever you use. We're going to be using the same component to install both. So the first thing, just going to look at AWS implementation. So the first thing is you have to go ahead and create AWS account if you don't have an account. Okay, it is very easy. You have to get yourself a card for both of these, AWS and R2, Cloudflare R2. Actually, they actually have very good free trials or the free tiers, but you need to have a card. Okay, you need to have your card, so you're not going to be charged anything. Everything is free. Actually, they give you about 10 GB like on R2 per month, and even here on S3 they give you a lot of space per month, so you don't have to worry. The only thing is you need to just create an account, but you need to have actually a credit card for both of them. They're not going to charge you anything. You just need to have like maybe $2 on the account, and that's it. They're not going even to cut that $2, so don't get worried. So I'm just going to go ahead and log into my AWS account. So just going to go ahead and AWS, just like this. Okay, so I'm already just like logged in. I logged in earlier, but just going to go ahead and log in. Make sure you have all your two-factor authentication and everything. Go ahead and log in your account. Okay, so I'm just going to place this here. Okay, by the way, I'm just going to go ahead and run this later on. Just continue. Log into your AWS account. So I'm just going to have logged in. Navigate to S3 service and create a bucket. So just going to create a bucket. We're going to give it our name, and we select the preferred location. We just go ahead and block the public access, and then we create the bucket. So I'm just going to go ahead and search S3 here. So in this search for S3 and just click on S3 here. Okay, and just go ahead. If you have other buckets, it's okay. Right now I have the ones I'm using for Next.js Academy. I'm just going to go ahead and create another bucket. So I'm just going to create a bucket here. I'm just going to create this and I'm calling it JB upload files. Okay, maybe I'm just going to call it JB web, just call it just JB YouTube. Okay, maybe just say files. You can just say any name you want here, the bucket, and then just going to go here, leave this recommended. The only thing you have to do is remove this block all public access, and I check this and just come here and say I acknowledge the current settings, and then down here just leave everything the way it is. Bucket versioning, don't add any tags. You can add any tags if you want, but it's not necessary. And then just come down here and click create the bucket. If any problem, they don't in the bucket name you cannot use capital letters or anything. So I've created my bucket and you can see here JB YouTube files. I will click into this bucket. So just going to add some settings into this bucket. So after creating the bucket, configure the bucket policy. That is the first one. So let's copy this policy here. And you're just going to go to the bucket, then under permissions, under bucket policy, and then we add the policy. So we need to have the policy to access this. You're going to understand that AWS, to access any resource, you need to write a policy for accessing that particular resource. So in this case, we want to be accessing the this bucket. So you can see the bucket policy written JSON provide access to the object stored in the bucket. So just click on edit, and then in here paste this. Now this is where you see resource, the name of the resource. We need to actually put the bucket name, and it is here. So what is bucket ARN? Just copy this, come here to the resource and remove up to this. Leave the slash and the star at the end. I'm just going to remove this and paste this. Okay, I'm just going to just have RN S3 JB this, and then we have slash star. Leave this and just go ahead and scroll down and click on save changes. Okay, nice. So you have added the policy. Let's now look at the configuring the core policy. So we have also the core policy because we're going to be using localhost. So we need to configure the core policy, the cross origin resource resource here. So just going to go ahead and go to your bucket, navigate to your bucket, and click on permissions tab. Scroll down to cross origin resource sharing, and then click on edit and add this. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. We are still on our bucket. So here we are still under permissions. Scroll down to where we have the cross origin resource sharing. Click on edit. Then in this, you're just going to put. So you just see that we are adding the HTTP localhost 3000. This is going to, because we're going to be running this on localhost 3000. So just need to add this here. So if you also have like others like localhost 3001 or then your domain. So when you go ahead and publish, or you go ahead and deploy, you need just go ahead and add access to your S3 bucket just like this. Okay, for now just leave everything the way it is. Go ahead and save changes. Okay, so nice. So we are done with the configurations that we have here. So for production, you just go ahead and add your production URL and you save changes. Then the next thing, just going to create the I am user. So this is the user that's going to be representing our app to do the CRUD operations on our S3 bucket. So you just need to go ahead and create a user. So in AWS, that is the concept. We use policies, but still we also use the I am, or we use the users to access different resources also. So just going to go here and you search for I am here. So if you don't have any user, it's okay, but you can just go ahead and create a user. I already have some users. I'm just going to click on users here. I'm just going to actually delete this user here that I created so that I can just recreate this. I'm just going to click delete and simply just come here and say confirm. If I can type, they say that deactivate access key, so you have to first deactivate this access key, and then after now you can just type in confirm. Okay, so you have deleted this user, so I'm just going to go ahead and create another user. So I already have these ones which I'm using in other applications, so I will create a new user here. I'm just going to say JB YouTube user. So this one, of course, I will delete all these ones after this video. So JB YouTube user, and just simply click next. So if you just go here, you'll see that after creating the user, choose the name you want to give the user, and then we attach the policy, which is Amazon S3 full access, and then we create the keys that we are going to use, the access key and the secret key. So here you need to go ahead, you can just also add it in a user group, but I'm not going to add it in any group. I will just simply attach a policy here, and then I'm just going to search for S3, and you're going to see that we have this number 2 here, S3 full access. Make sure it is just S3 full access. Click on this, and down here click on next. And now next, you just simply create the user. You don't need to add anything else like tags, just simply create the user. So you have created our user right now, which is JB YouTube user. Click in this user inside. So from this user here, we just need to go ahead and create the access key and secret key. So when just inside this user, you're going to see here where we have access key. Just click on create access key, and just click on this command line interface. Okay, and just click on I understand, and just click next. Now you can just give the description here, like this is the keys, these keys for my Next.js app, and just click on create access key. So it will just give us two keys. It will give the access key and secret key. So where do I put this? We create an environmental variable like this, and let's add this. So I will just go here in my file. I will add the .env file, .env, just like this. I will go ahead and add this. Okay, we're just going to look at the region, but let's first go ahead and get these. So we have the access key, copy this, and I'm just going to go to where we have the access key ID, just like here, just add the access key. Okay, and then also the secret key. Make sure no one accesses these ones, so by the time you watch the video, I've already deleted them. So A is AWS 3 bucket name, so we also need our bucket name that we created. I'm just going to duplicate this, and then I'm just going to go ahead to go to the S3 here, S3. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead to this my bucket. So the bucket I have is called JB YouTube files. So I've just added the bucket name. So let's just go ahead and configure the region. Please make sure you're using the right region. So you can see right now I'm in Europe, Stockholm. So just when you just click down here, and you can scroll down here, and you see that Stockholm is in EU North 1. Okay, so just have to put this region here. So let me just go ahead and put the region. So this, It is EU North 1, just like this. So this is my AWS things that I need. Okay, so after doing this, the next thing is now create your API routes that we are going to use for upload. We need some package. We are going to use this AWS SDK. So it has the AWS S3 SDK. You can just go ahead and check on this. This is their official SDK for S3. So it is here, and we're going to use this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and install this SDK and the one of S3 request pre-signer, and just going to go ahead and do this npm install. Okay, so the pre-signed URL, some people don't understand every time they talk about the pre-signed URL, but when you're uploading to S3 for protection, S3 will give you a URL that is going to help you actually upload the actual file that your file, your Next.js application, the front end will use that pre-signed URL that is going to be given by this S3 SDK. So that one is going to provide you the pre-signed URL, and that is the one you use to actually upload the actual file on S3. The same concept applies to the R2. So we have installed our packages, the S3 client, the AWS SDK for S3, and then also the one for request pre-signer. And now we go ahead and create our S3 client. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this and just go in lib here. I'm just going to create S3. So just say S3 client.ts. Okay, and let's add this. So we already created all these environmental variables. Okay, and you just keep this to be server only, as you can see here. And then the next is now creating the upload route. So we have two routes. We have the one for upload, another one for deleting files. So I'm just going to start with the one for upload. So I'm just going to go in app. And in the app, I'm just going to create, of course, the API folder. And inside the API, I'm just going to create another folder for S3. And then inside this S3 folder, I'm just going to create two folders. I will create one for upload, another one for delete, another one. I'm just going to create another one for delete. So in the one for upload, let's create route.ts, route.ts. I'm just going to go to the one of upload. Make sure that this is not inside. It should be outside in the S3. So inside the upload, let's create a route just like this. Make sure that this is inside S3 upload route. So if you just go here, we're just going to go up here. So of course you're just going to install Zod. So you're using Zod schema here, so you can just go ahead and install pnpm install or add Zod. So you can just add Zod as we just like moving on to other things. So you can also just go ahead and add the one of delete. So inside the S3 folder, as I said, you need to create another one that's going to be for delete, just like this. Then inside the delete, create another one, which is going to be route.ts, like this. Okay, so we have the one for the upload, and if you just look at the upload, you just see that we have a post request that receives the body. It's going to be coming from our upload component, and then we just go ahead and generate a unique key, and then we're just going to use this put command. You can see here, new put command, and then we specify the bucket, the key, and the content length. Okay, and then here we are returning the pre-signed URL. This is the one which we're going to use for upload, the key, and the public URL. Okay, so after that, creating also the delete. Now just go ahead and test out this by using an example here. So I'm just also going to copy this. Let's go ahead and start our server. I'm just going to say pnpm dev, and let's go ahead and create my first page. I'm just going to go here and create here. I'm just going to go ahead and create a page. So I'm just going to go here and say S3. So you can just say here S3 demo, S3 demo, and then inside here I'm just going to create the page. So page.tsx, and let's paste this. I'm just going to go in the page here, and I'm just going to say RFC, and I'm just going to put a very big heading. Let me just go in shard here. I'm just going to, like, I normally going here to typography. Where is my typography? Come on, did they remove? Don't tell me they actually removed typography. Really? Typography? No, it is still there. So under typography, I just like using like this H1. So you can just go here, get this H1, which I'm just going to add here a nice heading. That is, if I could copy this. I'm just going to go ahead and paste this. And I'm just going to say this is S3, Amazon S3 and Cloudflare R2 with Next.js. Okay, and then down here I'm just going to say simple. This is I'm just going to add two buttons. I'm just going to say dot flex dot padding y of maybe 4 dot items center. I'm just going to go ahead and add the two buttons. I'm just going to add a button. I'm just going to add a link, which is going to be S3 demo. So this is going to be href, which should take us to slash S3 demo. Let's get this from next link. I'm just going to say as child, okay, like this, and you're just going to have 3 here, 2, 3. So the one is going to be S3 demo, another one is going to be R2 demo, is going to be R2 demo, and then these are like complete with both R2 and S3. So just going to look at that one also, and this is going to be like put on this page demo. So just like right now, look at how this looks like. I'm just going to go to localhost 3000. Let me bring this in here. Just need to, I think, still design this a little bit to look much better. I'm just also going to go ahead and give a gap of 4. Okay, so we have this. I'm just going to go ahead and make this page more better. So class name, I'm just going to give padding of 16, like that. Okay. I'm also going to give another layout. For some reason, Guest these days doesn't work. I'm just going to use enter, and I will just go ahead and create enter, and I just say enter, and here I'm just going to say weight, and I will just specify a weight of 400, and I will remove this gates mono, and then down here, since we are here, let's just say S3 and R2. Okay, and then down here I'm just going to simply say, I will simply say enter.class name. Okay, nice. Now these, I'm just going to go ahead and put them in the center. So just go back to the page, and for this, let me just say mean height of 96, mean height. Okay, mean height of 96. I'm also just going to go ahead and I say flex items center, justify center. That should just like put them in between here. Yeah, so we have the S3 R2, and maybe we just give them variants. This one outline, yeah, and even this one, just going to give it a variant. I'll give it a variant. I'm just also going to give it the outline, just like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on S3 demo. Okay, so you can see here we have AWS S3 file upload. So if we have everything set correctly, right now if we just go to our bucket, this is our bucket and there is no any file in our bucket. So if everything is set correctly, we should be able to upload files to S3. Right now, look at that component, guys. And I'm just going to go ahead and choose some files like 1, 2. Let me add some PDFs. I'm just going to add in this PDF, and let's go ahead and upload. Look at this. So you're going to have like also you have that nice, nice upload. Sorry, the nice progress bar. So you saw the progress bar. So these files right now, they should be in S3 right now. So if we just go here in our S3 bucket and refresh, we should see 3 files. And look at this. We have 3 files uploaded in Amazon S3 right now. So if you just go ahead and hover, they go to the inspect and you go to the console, you can see that we are consoling these files here. So if I just go to S3 demo, you see that we are actually consoling these files here. So you have actually the files, everything, you have it. You have all the details you may want. You have the key, which is very important when you're going to delete and do everything. Then you have the progress, you have the public URL. So this public URL is the one you can save inside the database. And you know what? It is composed of all the details you want. Within that public URL, you have the key, you have the region, you have everything you want. So if you want to delete later on, it is very easy to actually do the delete. Okay? So the nice thing is, now, apart from just like uploading this, we have this delete. Now, you may think this delete removes it just from the array, but this delete actually deletes it from Amazon. Okay? I'm just going to go ahead and delete the PDF since it is distinct. So if you click on delete, you You said this takes some time actually deleting, and it has actually deleted it, removed it on the UI, but also it has removed it from the bucket. Let's go to the bucket. We still have 3 files. I'm going to go ahead and refresh. Just refresh here. And we have 2 files right now. I can still remove another file to confirm. Let's delete this. And it is gone. By the way, we also have toasters, by the way, to configure the toasters. So I think I added the Sona package. So you can just come here and add this here. Let's just go in here and let's go ahead and add the toaster from Sona. Okay, just like that. And I'm just going to go here, add rich files, rich colors, sorry. Now we should just have the toasters when we delete or when we do anything. Okay, so let's just go ahead and try one more time. This time I'm just going to add 1 file. So just going to add still this PDF. Nice, so you can see file uploaded successfully. Since I've added this, I can still go ahead and delete this. And you can see file deleted successfully. And this has removed from also the bucket. So this is using S3, and you can look at this upload component. Guys, if there's anything I like about this is this nice upload zone component. And you know, if you look at this component, we're going to see its superpowers when we look at the props we have. First of all, we have the provider. Right now, by default, it is AWS, okay? And we have also this one variant that I can change, and you see we have compact. If you want to use it in forms, you use this compact version, which makes it actually more smaller, okay? So by default, we are using this bigger, the default one, which is big, but you can also use the small version, the compact version for forms. Now, let's go ahead and look at now using the R2, okay? The Cloudflare R2. So similarly, we're using the same documentation. So if you just come here to Cloudflare R2 Implementation, we're just going to go ahead and sign up for the Cloudflare account. So you need to have also a Cloudflare account. Let me just go to Cloudflare. So I also use Cloudflare for my projects, some of the domains, and even all my APIs. I use Cloudflare. So you can just come here, Cloudflare, and specifically just going to go to R2. So according to the documentation, sign up for this, and you're going to add the payment method. As I said, both services, the AWS and also the Cloudflare, to use the R2 or to use S3, you need to actually add the payment method. But as I've said, they are not going to cut even a single coin or even a single cent. They will not remove a single cent, not even $1 or even a single cent. They give you a lot of space for free per month. Okay, so let's just go ahead and navigate to R2. After you have added this, the payment method, let's navigate to R2. So I've already added the payment method. So you just go here to R2, where we have this R2 object storage. Click on this R2. Now, before they bring you this, you need to first go ahead and add the payment method. You can just go ahead and delete this. I already have one bucket, okay, but I just create another bucket. Just going to go ahead and create a new bucket, and let me just call this one YouTube tutorial, just like this. Leave it on automatic, and then just go down here, simply create the bucket. Okay, so we have created our R2 bucket. So you can see YouTube tutorial. So if you just continue here, after creating the bucket, create the bucket, you can give it any name, leave it automatic. Now the first thing you're going to configure is also the cross origin resource sharing, this one. Now just going to go ahead and copy this, okay, and let's go to R2. Now where do you find that? Just simply in the bucket, just scroll down to where we have, so I'm just going to go ahead click on settings. So you have object metrics settings. Click on settings, and you're going to just go here where we have the core policy. Click on add. So when you click on add, you see that they actually already have localhost 3000, but you can just simply now paste this like so and scroll down, click on save. Nice. So moving on, just continue down here. Let's create the API token. So I added this because getting the API token, it actually took me some time to understand why it is. But you see near the button to create the bucket under the API drop down. So just go here, back to the R2. Now you are inside. We are inside the tutorial, but you need to go back to outside where we have the R2. So click on R2 here. And now this is what I'm just talking about, because we just go down here, you look for where to get started, and you can't see where that one is, but it's actually near this bucket on this API drop down. Click where we have this manage API tokens. So under this manage API tokens, I'm just going to go ahead and create the API token. We have the user tokens, like you can say have different apps here, but we also have the create account API token. So just click on this, and you can just give this token name. You can just give this one tutorial. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and give it this permission for admin read and write, and then leave everything like the way it is and create the token. Now the token is also going to give us the access token and all these things we need. So if you just go down back here in the here, you just have to create these environmental variables. Let me copy this, and let's take it to our .env. Down here I'm just going to add this Cloudflare. So let's go ahead and add these details from here. So as you can see, we have the access key ID. So I'm just click here, and let's first add the access key ID. So just remove this. I'm just going to go ahead and add the key ID. Then the secret access key. So also add the secret access key. Okay. Just like this. Of course, I'm just going to go ahead and delete everything before you watch even this tutorial. I would already be deleted. And then the last one you can see here, use jurisdiction specific endpoint for S3 clients. So just go ahead and copy this link here, and this link is what you're going to add here on Cloudflare R2 endpoint. So here, just go ahead and add this. And finally, the name of your bucket, which we all created together here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the name of my bucket. Just go back here. I'm just going to go to by the way, wait. Oh, actually it actually added. So yeah, just go to R2, and you see the bucket name is this YouTube tutorial. So I just need this name, just copy it from here. I'm just going to go back here where you have this and add this tutorial here. So we actually have all the environmental variables we require for R2 to work. So going back here in this, you can go ahead and create the API routes. So we have to first create the R2 client setup. So let's go copy this. We need to go to lib and create R2 client. So here in lib, I'm just going to create here R2 client.ts like this. I will just add this. Okay. So then I will just continue down here where we have the upload route. You can see this is upload route, and this upload route here is what you just need to create. I'm just going to go ahead and create this upload API R2 upload TS. So I'm just going to go ahead and create. So it has also the upload and the delete and create. So I'm just going to go here inside the API. Now we have this S3. I'm just going to create another folder for R2. Just say R2, just like this. And inside this R2, I'm just going to create two files. The first one is going to be for the upload. So just click upload, then inside route.ts, and just add this like so. And now next is go ahead and create the delete route. So this is going to be R2 delete route. So you're just going to go inside the R2. I'll create another new file, and I'm just going to call this delete, and then inside route.ts, and let's add this. Okay. So finally, let's go ahead and also create the R2 demo page. So I'm just going to go ahead, and in now while we have the pages here, I'm just going to go ahead and create another page which is going to be R2 demo. And of course inside the R2 demo, I'm just going to add page.tsx and then add this. Okay, so if you just look at this, this has a, did I just say copy this the R2? This is supposed to be R2. Just add here the Amazon R2. Sorry, not Amazon, Cloudflare R2, Cloudflare R2 file upload, just like this. And now you can see in the provider we have Cloudflare R2. So you just see here and you just say provider. You set in the provider we have two options, and this is good for in the future if you want to add others like upload thing, you want to add Edge Store, Cloudinary. I added this. You can extend this to more providers, but right now it actually has these providers, and you can see it is also using compact here. And then you can even put maximum files you want. You can just put the maximum file size, and then you have this on file change which gives you access to the files. So let's go ahead and test actually this here. So I will just go back to here. Now we have this R2 demo. I'm just going to click on R2 demo. So you can see we have Cloudflare R2 file upload. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to go ahead and also try to upload 3 files, and we see what happens. So I'm just going to go here, get this, I'm just going to add also a PDF, this one. Let's click open, and we have uploaded these 3 files to Cloudflare R2. We can just go ahead and confirm this. We don't have any files. Let's refresh. And we have 3 files, the PN2 PNGs and this one. Now, if you so just go back here and look at the console, you also have actually the public URL that you can go ahead and save in your database. Don't forget actually to save the key, because the key is the one you use to actually delete. Okay, so you can just go ahead and delete this, and this file has been deleted. I'm just going to go to this, let's refresh, and it is gone. Okay, so like literally you have the CRUD of doing this. Now to close this or entire deal, let's go ahead and look at a very complete demo which has both the R2 and the S3. So I'm just going to create a page called demo. So I'm just going, we already have here, I'm just going to go ahead and create app, and I'm just going to say demo, and then page.tsx. Okay, and then just going to go here and paste this in the demo, and let's go up here and we see where we have these errors so that we can fix them. So we just need 2 more things. We need the badge, we need the tabs. We already have the table, so I'm just going to go ahead here. Okay, let me just go down here. open a new tab. I'm just going to say pnpm dlx shared cn at latest add. I'm just going to go ahead and add. The badge, add badge, just like this, and then the tabs. So just go ahead and add these two. Okay. So this is going to add these two. So now with those two there, we don't have any errors. Let's go ahead and visit the demo page. So if you just go back now to, I'm just going to go ahead and delete this actually. I like this. Oh my god, this is so nice. So if you just go ahead to this, and now just go complete demo. I'm just going to make this complete demo with R2 on page here. Let me just go on page. I just want to make this one to be complete demo with both R2 and S3. So I'm just going to click on this. Now we have the both AWS and R2. Okay, so you can just come here and I just select this, and so if you just like look at these tabs here, is that we just like using the same component but just like simply changing. If you just go down here, you can see that we are using the same, but this one has AWS S3 and this second one has Cloudflare R2. So this is so nice. Now you can just do this, and let's go ahead and upload this to, and this goes ahead and uploads 2 files. And if you just go down here, you can see uploaded files. Okay, and then if you just go to the tab of Cloudflare, I'm just going to upload other files. I can upload this with also a PDF like this, and now this is going to go ahead and upload on Cloudflare, and these are 2 files like this. So like basically we have built something that you won't find anywhere on YouTube, guys. This is something really cool. I'm just going to put also this video on the Next.js Academy, so by the time you finish, you might find it on Next.js Academy on how to actually use AWS. And this is a very advanced tutorial for those who are looking to build scalable and enterprise applications. I recommend you use S3 and R2 for those use cases. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this, and if you want to grab the code, I'm going to put the code on Next.js Academy. Okay, I'm just going to put this on Next.js Academy, and if you want to grab the code will also be there on that tutorial. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.